Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that signs of economic underachievement seem to be cropping up everywhere. Over the weekend, there were no surprises in US housing starts though. They came in September as expected, and the general level it's been for most of 2024. And Wall Street's third quarter earnings season reporting is building, with 14% of S&P 500 companies reporting so far, and the results are quite positive, reinforcing investor risk appetites. The US also reported its federal budget deficit for September over the weekend. It was a surplus of $64 billion for the month. For the month, receipts jumped 13% from a year earlier, while outlays sank 23%. But for the full fiscal year, it ended with a $1.8 trillion deficit, with interest costs exceeding $1 trillion for the first time. At that level, the total deficit is equivalent to 6.3% of 1 year's economic activity in the country. This is up from 6.1% of GDP in 2023. And across the Pacific, China's new home prices in their 70 major cities fell 5.7% in September from a year ago, more than the 5.3% fall in the previous month. Second-hand houses seem to have fallen by much more, by 10.7%. This sector won't be helping China's wealth effect. Meanwhile, China said its third quarter 2024 GDP expanded by 4.6%, marginally better than the 4.5% expected, but less than Beijing's 5% target. And later today, China is expected to cut its loan prime rates by 20 basis points, their 10th consecutive cut since the pandemic, and to a record low. They have never raised these rates since they were introduced in 2019, only ever cuts. And Japan said its inflation rate fell to 2.5% in September from 3% in August. This was its lowest level since April. It was also 3% in September 2023. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.08% and unchanged from Saturday. And the price of gold will start today at $2,720 an ounce, up another $3 from Saturday, and yet another new all-time high. And oil prices are 50 US cents lower at just over $69 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price just on $73 a barrel. These levels are $6 lower than a week ago. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 60.7 US cents, a little change from this time Saturday. Against the Aussie, we're 10 basis points firmer at 90.6 Australian cents. Against Euro, unchanged at 55.9 Euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 69.2, unchanged from Saturday at this time and little change from a week ago. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.